Nowadays, it doesn't take long to fill up our drives. Those programs, games, videos, pictures, and files on your computer taking up space can have a negative impact on performance. In this Windows 10 cleanup guide, I'll share with you the numerous features, settings, and programs that will help you to free up space and remove the junk wasting resources on your drives. Let's get started. We'll start out this cleanup guide with the basic tips first for those of you that are new to Windows 10. Later on, I'll have tips for more advanced users. When you delete most files on your computer, they are not erased immediately. They get moved to the recycle bin. If you haven't emptied the bin in a while, the contents could be wasting a lot of space on your drive. If you keep a shortcut to the recycle bin on your desktop, just right-click on it and select Empty Recycle Bin to reclaim some of your storage. An alternate method is to go to the search box located in the taskbar and do a search for Recycle Bin. Select it. Make sure that the Recycle Bin Tools tab is selected. Then click on Empty Recycle Bin. Click Yes to confirm. You have now reclaimed some of the storage on your drive. One of the first tools you should use to free up space on your drives is called Disk Cleanup. In the search box, type Disk Cleanup. Select it here at the top. Use the drop-down menu and select your primary drive. For most people, that will be the C drive. Click on OK. Near the bottom of this window, click on Cleanup System Files. With the C drive selected, click OK. Put a check mark next to all of the contents that you'd like to remove. Keep scrolling down. I usually leave downloads unchecked. These are the files in the Downloads folder. I prefer to remove those on my own. When you're done making your selections, click OK. Then click the Delete Files button to confirm. If you want to free up even more space to remove all but the most recent restore point on your system, let's open up Disk Cleanup again, using the exact same steps as mentioned earlier. Once again, select Cleanup System Files, C drive, and OK. This time, select the More Options tab. In the section for System Restore and Shadow Copies, click on Cleanup. It will ask if you are sure that you want to delete all but the most recent restore point. To confirm, click on Delete. With similar features to Disk Cleanup, StorageSense is another useful tool to free up space. To find it, left-click the Start menu in the lower left, and click on the Settings icon to open it. Go to System. In the left pane, click on Storage. If it's turned off, toggle the switch to turn it on. Below that, select the link that says Configure StorageSense or Run it now. In the past month on this computer, having StorageSense turned on has cleaned up more than 7 gigabytes of space. I have it set to run every week. The other choices are every day, every month, and during low free disk space. In the temporary files section, check Delete Temporary Files that my apps aren't using. If you're someone that forgets to empty the trash from the recycle bin, choosing 1 day up to 60 days will automate the process for you. You get the same choices in the Downloads folder. As mentioned earlier, I delete the downloads manually, so never is my selection here. And let's scroll down. Under Locally Available Cloud Content, if you use OneDrive Cloud Backup, you can choose the length of time that your content becomes available online if not opened. I like to have copies of all my files stored on my PC, so I choose Never. But selecting one of the other choices can free up more space on your drive. Below that, in Free Up Space Now, selecting Clean Now will delete unnecessary files from your drive. Checking the box next to Delete Previous Versions of Windows might be able to reclaim you upwards of 20 gigabytes of space. Let's go back to the previous screen. Under Operating Systems, click on Temporary Files. by checking the categories and clicking on Remove Files. This is an alternative way to remove temporary files from your primary drive instead of using disk cleanup. For this next one, we'll stay in Settings. Removing apps, games, and manufacturer bloatware you never use or no longer need can reclaim space on your drive. From the Settings home, click on Apps. To find the apps and games taking up the most space, use the Sort By filter and select Size. Now go through your list and select the apps and games that you'd like to remove. Select it, click on Uninstall, then click on Uninstall again to remove it. Repeat this process to remove additional apps and games. There may be times when third-party software installed on your PC is not listed in Settings, so you may have to use the old control panel. To find and remove those programs, go to the search box and type Control Panel. Select it to open it up. Go to Programs and Features. Go through the list, and once you find a program that you'd like to remove, select it and then click on Uninstall. Then just follow the on-screen instructions. The App Data folder is used to store information for games, apps, and other programs, which in some cases can take up to several gigabytes of space. With the File Explorer open, navigate to the C drive, click into the Users folder, and select your user folder. You should see the App Data folder on the screen. If you don't see it, go to View in the File Explorer menu and put a check next to Hidden Items, and you should now see it. Go into the App Data folder. Your choices here may vary. Go into each of these folders individually. I'll start with the local folder. Go through all of these and only delete the folders you are positive that you no longer need to free up some extra space on your drive. An external drive is an excellent way to back up your files, but can also be great when you need to free up space on your computer. With the external drive connected, select the files on your computer that you'd like to move. Click on the Home tab, then select Move To. At the bottom of this list, select Choose Location. Select your external drive and select a specific folder in that drive if needed. Then click on Move. And when you go to your external drive, you'll see that those files you moved are now available. If you have more than one drive and want to configure where new files, games, and apps are saved in the future, open the Settings app and go to System. In the left pane, click on Storage. In the More Storage Settings section, click on Change Where New Content is Saved. Use the drop-down arrows for each category to choose the new drive. After you make a change, click on Apply. Now those types of files and apps will automatically save to the new location by default. If you already have apps and games from the Microsoft Store installed on your computer, you can move those to another drive to free up space. On the Settings home screen, go into Apps. With Apps and Features selected on the left, you can sort the list of apps by name, size, and install date. Just like earlier, I'm going to sort by size. You can also use the drop-down menu to filter by all drives or pick an individual drive. I'll go with the C drive. Go through your list, select the app or game from the Microsoft Store you'd like to transfer. Click on Move and select the new drive. I'll go with the D drive on this one. And to complete the transfer, click on Move Again. If you move any app to an external drive, you will need to connect it to your PC to use that app. If you have other users no longer sharing your computer, you should delete their user account to free up space. In Settings, go to Accounts. On the left, select Family and Other Users. Select the account you'd like to eliminate and click the Remove button. Then click on Delete Account and Data. You may not be able to remove them from your life, but at least their data is no longer hogging your computer. If you use the Microsoft OneDrive service, Enabling Files on Demand can save you space. It should be enabled by default. If it's not, find the OneDrive icon in the lower right, right-click on it. If you're not seeing this menu, click on More and select Settings. Select the Settings tab. In the Files on Demand section, put a check next to Save Space and download files as you use them. This helps you to access all your files in OneDrive without having to download all of them to your computer, taking up valuable space. When you're done, click on OK. Being able to hibernate your computer is a convenient feature that saves the current state of your PC, documents, and programs to your drive, allowing you to continue where you left off. It can sometimes require gigabytes of space to save your information. If you're low on drive space, you can disable Hibernate using the command prompt. Go to the search box in the lower left and type CMD. Right-click on Command Prompt and select Run as Administrator. Type the following command exactly: power CFG space / hibernate space off. Then hit Enter on your keyboard. With it off, you won't be able to hibernate your computer. To turn it back on, when entering the command, just replace off with on. Here's a quick tip to find out what is taking up space on your drive. In Settings, go into System. In the left pane, click on Storage. Over here to the right, select Show More Categories. This will give you a better idea of which categories are taking up the most space. I personally don't store a lot of unneeded files on this computer. For those of you at home, you might find that pictures, music, and videos to be the areas you should think of offloading to another drive. A third-party program to consider when analyzing your drive space is WinterStat. I've used it for many years and it works great. When you launch it, you tell it which drives you would like for it to scan. In the upper left, the directory shows you the folders that are using the most space. To the right, it shows you the file types using the most space. And when you click on any file type, you will see those highlighted in the tree map below. Clicking on any file in the tree map will bring up that file in the directory. You can also click on any file in the directory to find its location in the tree map. To save time in this video, I won't be going into detail regarding maintenance utility software like CCleaner. If you're still using CCleaner, I personally no longer trust it, and highly advise that you uninstall it. They've had numerous issues regarding privacy and transparency since being purchased by Avast in mid-2017. If you need an alternative, I'll put a link in the show notes to an earlier video on this channel. For this next one in the Settings app, go into Update and Security. In the left pane, click on Recovery. Many of you already know about Reset This PC, which will restore your computer, reinstalling Windows, and letting you keep or remove the files that you choose. On the downside, it also reinstalls the bloatware that came pre-installed from the manufacturer. An alternative most people don't know about is called Fresh Start, which might be a better option for you. Below More Recovery Options, click Learn how to start fresh with a clean installation of Windows. Click on Yes. This will open the Windows Security app. Using Fresh Start will remove all installed apps and reinstall Windows to the latest version without any of the manufacturer bloatware. This will only keep your personal files and some of your settings. Before you get started with Fresh Start, make sure to make a note of the license keys you'll need when you reinstall any programs. Prior to using this feature or reset this PC, back up your files to be on the safe side in case things don't go as planned. Thanks for watching. All links are in the description. If this video was useful for you, give it a thumbs up and share with others. Do you have a tip that was not mentioned? Let us know about it in the comments. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on the latest tips and tricks for Windows 10 and other tech-related stuff here on Tech Gumbo.